We saw the NSE last week in positive territory, gaining about 1.8%. That, of course, following the visit of the central bank governor to the NSE trading floor. Let's discuss the sustainability of this recent rally we've seen as we start this three-day week off.
Hi, Alishia. Nigerian equities continue the positive stride at the close of Friday trading section as the NSE All-Share Index closed last week at 21,870 points, erasing the year-to-date losses to 30.5%. Well, in our view, the recent rally is not really sustainable, given that the banking stock will continue to influence much of the direction in this market, as the subsector remained the most traded on the floor of the NSE, despite the rumors surrounding the report of these other 14 banks that are yet to be made public by CBN. And not until these audit reports are made public by CBN, as promised by the governor last week, early next month, precisely October 2009, the Nigerian equities will continue to trade sideways going forward, and we may not see much of that activities in the market. We expect the market to open today on a positive note, as we maintain a positive outlook for this week for the broader market.
Well, of course, speculation has been rife with regards to the depth of the problems with the remaining 14 banks and measures that are looking to be taken as a result by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is there still a lot of unease about these steps, or have the CBN's comments that we've heard over the weekend quelled a lot of this concern?
Like I said earlier on, the CBN governor said over the weekend that they had already completed the audits of special audits of the 11 banks out of the remaining 14 banks, and that of the Stanbic IBTC, Citibank Nigeria, and Standard Chartered just commenced last week. According to him, he said we shouldn't expect so much of issues with the one they have already done, given that the level of illiquidity in those banks are not as much as perhaps what they observed during the last set of the during the last one they did for those 10 banks they have already audited. But one of the implications that we see is the fact that the equity market will continue to struggle for direction, given that the banking stocks accounted for more than half of the total market capitalization of NSE, and much of the activities on the floor is being driven by the banking stocks, despite all these rumors and all the speculation about the expected, much awaited results. And secondly, we expect a kind of flight to safety to other banks. I mean, the 10 banks now, which are, of course, their fate have already been known, from these other 14 banks, which we don't know their fate yet, at least officially by CBN. So the market will continue to perhaps suffer for this in the near time.
In the meantime, though, I mean, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has so far recovered a total of 92.9 billion naira from the debtors of the fallen 5 banks that we've seen, whose MDs and CEOs have recently been sacked. To what extent is that news flow offering some kind of cushion to the market?
Yeah, it's really a good development for the market, in the sense that out of the 747 billion naira that CBN mentioned that being that debts that are bad of these banks, that much have been recovered, and of course it's giving some level of confidence in the market, given that investors, depositors' money are safe, and of course these banks shares might not likely continue to have this free fall like we have observed in the last few days in the market. So there's some level of confidence. Of course, you are aware that CBN governor was at NSE last week to reassure investors and, of course, to clarify some of his reform agenda to the market operators. So we expect this to stem this free fall of especially these concerns bank stocks, and to ensure that our market stabilize going forward.